Ryan Powell of I Run Far here with Kelly Wolf before the 2019 Lake Sonoma 50 mile. How are you, Kelly?
Hi, doing great, thanks.
It's awfully nice here. You ready for a
super nice weather?
Beautiful week?
I actually think it's a little chilly right now.
You're in like a sweatshirt.
I'm in a sweatshirt and pants. I'm coming from Phoenix.
Yeah,
I think it's 95 there right now. So I've gotten a little soft since I moved out of Telluride.
Yeah,
I skipped winter this year.
You've dealt with some real winters. You'd probably be like me, like short sleeves, everything. If you'd be coming from Colorado.
Yeah, no, I definitely got soft. I've noticed in the last couple months.
Well, at least you'll be ready for the heat this week. Relative heat this weekend.
I think so. I think so. Yep.
So you had an amazing 2018.
Thank you.
Winning at Tarawera, Lavaredo, a good run at Transvolcania. Like now with a little time, how do you think your season went?
Yeah, super psyched about how last year went. Can't complain at all. I kind of set up that year picking 2 Ultra Trail World Tour races because they take your top 2 scores for the overall ranking for that. And when I was picking them out, I, of course, was thinking, wow, that'd be amazing if I just won both of these. That'd be as best as I could do. And sure enough, that happened. Yeah, great races and great experiences last year. Learned a lot. Also, Lavaredo is my longest distance to date. So that was a big goal too, just pushing up the distance and doing a night start and kind of some more factors.
And how did you find that experience?
Factors there. So I wanted to do Lavaredo in particular because going from 100 to 120K and just with the amount of vertical in that race, I thought that would be a good assessment race to see how I liked it, if I wanted to keep continuing and going up in distance, to think about 100 miles.
And?
Or if it went poorly, then maybe I would think, the opposite way. And I mean, it was the hardest experience I've ever had. And but I mean, it went well enough. So I guess I have to say that we can keep going up at some point.
Yeah. I mean, are you here with the intention of trying to get a spot in Western States, or are you here to race Lake Sonoma in and of itself?
I'm here to race Lake Sonoma. Really excited about this race. I've never done it before. Also quite different style of race than the races I've previously done. So excited and interested in the different type of course and just seeing how well I do here. Also really drawn to the just competitive factor of this race. And a lot of these women have never raced before. And also like last year, I never really did. I did a local 50K maybe twice or something last year, but didn't really race in the US last year. So definitely wanted to get a competitive one in the US.
How do you think you'll fare on a course like this? I mean, it is faster and more runnable than most of the races you've done.
I'm excited to see how I can do. I've had a lot of good weeks strung together since the year started, I think. And so pretty consistent training, and also having moved out of Telluride since Christmas, basically. And I've been in Phoenix since then. I've been able to just train a little on faster terrain and not snowy terrain, obviously. But yeah, I've also haven't been out there yet to see it, and it will be a different style for me. So we'll see.
So yeah, this is going to be a competitive race. I mean, maybe the most competitive ultra you've run, or at least you've had the CC.
Yep, I feel like I've done some competitive races, but the field is very depthy, certainly this weekend. So I think in that sense, it'll probably be the most competitive race I've done.
Totally. And so you've changed. You were in Colorado for a while. Now you're in Arizona. Is that a permanent move, or is that seasonal or in flux?
Not permanent. Right now it's seasonal. I am planning to be back in Telluride this summer because I can't think of any other better place to be for summer than in Telluride. It is my favorite place. So I'll be back there the summer for mountain running and coaching more gymnastics up there. I thought I was going to make a move earlier in the year to another Arizona town, a little more north. That hasn't happened yet. It might still be in the cards. But yeah, now that the year's going and traveling for more races is coming up, we'll see when and if that actually happens. But Phoenix is a good base for now until it gets pretty hot here soon. So So yeah, influx.
Influx, yeah.
Influx.
So you ran Ultra Trail Cape Town back in December, and haven't really raced since. I mean, you did, I think, a 20K, but did you take some time off? How have things gone since then?
I was pretty disappointed about how Cape Town went.
You were fourth there?
I was fourth, yep. Was hoping to do a bit better. That was my first race. So I injured my knee last summer, and I probably I was a little too impatient and jumped into training a little too fast getting into that race, I think. And training was a little just inconsistent, I guess. And maybe by the time the race came, was just a little banged up and had to taper really hard to hope that my niggles would go away, and wasn't the race I had hoped for. So I was a little disappointed, and so I decided to take all of the rest of December off. So that was the longest running break I've had since I really started running. So pretty much took December off, and then pretty much since the start of this year have been getting back in the groove.
And it's gone well?
So, and training has been going really well, and just been really patient about racing. Haven't really jumped into a race. I was really interested in doing the Black Canyon 60K. But Coop wouldn't let me. So I was bummed about that, but it was okay. Patience is good, and I've got a lot on the calendar for this summer, so I'm okay with it. Just gonna push the season back a little bit, and really happy about all the weeks of base I've gotten in.
So 2018, you did probably more miles of racing the rest of your life combined by a good bit. I mean, you did a lot of racing last year.
Yeah.
You're relatively new to the sport. Did you learn a lot last year? Are there any key takeaways?
Yeah, learned a lot from every race. Let's see. I don't know. Is there something you want to know?
No, but just like, there's a lot of, I just wanted to know if there was anything that from your season, whether it's in training or racing, like if you've changed your perspective, or where there's some failures, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that again this season.
I think the biggest thing I've learned from racing is just that ultras are long, and honestly anything can happen. And I've had a couple races, it's not the ideal scenario at all, but that have just started out so horribly crappy, just feeling like trash, just throw me in the running trash can for this race. Like, I should not be out here. But then if you just stick with it and, I don't know, keep staying out there and just being positive, just like knowing things will at least get a little bit better, like maybe just because they can't get any worse.
It reminds me of the phrase I heard back in the day when I started ultra-running, it never always gets worse.
It never always gets worse, exactly. Things can really turn around. For example, like that's how I would describe my Transvolcania race last year.
Have you found any pattern to when you may, like, at a point in the race that you don't feel good, sometimes more than others, like early in the race? Has it just been hit or miss?
Yeah, sometimes it just, I don't know, maybe it takes like 3 hours for my legs to shake out or something, or maybe it's just like the pre-race anxiety that I maybe just don't deal with sometimes, and then I just feel a little locked up and it takes a little bit to shake out or something, or just
so now maybe this year
let loose. But I think the biggest takeaway is just that ultras aren't over until they're over. And as long as, and you don't know what's happening ahead of you, behind you, as long as you just keep moving forward, could turn out pretty well.
Nice. Well, good luck on Saturday, and I hope it goes well from start to finish.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.